I I think that's a real um, pattern that people get into, and a issue with categorizing. What we say, like playing politics or popularity game with knowledge. Although I would say to sort of steel man the intellectual point, like a clever person would say it's not that they are just playing this, you know, we're better than you game. It's that the the hope is, the supposition is that the people who went through the ladder of traditional university, or prestigious university or whatever it is, have been taught to engage with information and supposed knowledge in a way that makes their assessments more valuable than Joe Rogan's assessment. Because the question isn't, people go to Joe Rogan and they like what he says. The question is, well, yes, you might like what he says, you might agree with him, and he might be very convincing and entertaining and make it sound.
Hello?
That those, um, what would you say, well-bred intellectuals are the ones that have um, the ingrained training and practice and continual habits and diligence of practice in the realm of the intellect that would allow them to escape the kinds of traps that Rogan would fall into because he hasn't been trained to think in the same way. So in that case, it would, their point would be the Gettier problem is a problem, and we are the ones who help to solve it by going through this particular methodology more than other people. So that would be the strong case against it. The issue with that is when you have the group of people who think that they're those intellectual whatevers convincing themselves and their followers that Joe Rogan took horse medicine, um, and everyone who follows him is an idiot. And then actually, he took medicine prescribed by a human doctor for humans, and the horse medicine thing was made up by the intellectual class with all their rigor. So it turns out that the intellectual class is not, um, what would we say, is not remarkably more trustworthy than the non-intellectual class on these matters, and their training that supposedly allows them to escape the pitfalls doesn't actually work that well or make them that much more, or that much less prone to uh, such things. So they have a point there if it was well borne out, but the problem that we're facing now is that this whole idea of intellectual expertise based on um, whatever predetermined metrics is seems to be very shaky.